Hello everybody, Mr. Carr here. Today we're making granola bars. This video comes as a request, so thanks Taryn for sending that one in. I'm really excited about this one today because not only is it a request, but also because I've never made granola bars before. They're a great on-the-go snack, give you a good boost of energy when you need it. They're still a bit of a treat, but they're healthier than, say, like grabbing a muffin or something like that. So let's get started. Okay, as always, when we're in the kitchen, make sure you're asking your parents for help when we're using things like the stove or the oven. We will be using the stove today to heat some stuff up for this recipe, and I've already roasted some almonds in the oven at 300 degrees. So make sure you're asking for parents with help for that stuff so that you're not burning yourself, because that would be bad. Right, so before we get started, make sure you're reading your recipe all the way through to make sure you have all your ingredients, all the materials that you need. I've listed everything in the description of this video below, so check that out. First thing, we need to mix our dry ingredients. Okay, so we have 3 cups of oats. I have my bowl here. I got my measuring cup. I'm going to mix my oats in. 3 cups of oats. If you want to add a little more, you can. That's okay. There's no baking involved in this recipe other than the heating up of the nuts. So we can play around with this one a little bit. All right. So the next thing that we need is our 3 cups of rice cereal. And 3, there we go. Okay, next we need a cup of nuts. I've already measured this. And these are almonds. You can use pecans if you want. You can use walnuts, whatever nuts you feel like. You can also leave these out and add more oats or rice cereal or seeds or something else if you're allergic. Okay, so I'm going to throw that in there. That's 1 cup of nuts. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is our dried fruit. This is half a cup of dried fruit. This is a mixture of dates and raisins. I love dates, but you can use cranberries. You can use chopped pineapple, chopped mango, whatever you like in there. It's up to you. So I'm going to toss those in there. And then we need a half a cup of seeds. These are actually pumpkin seeds. So this is where you can substitute more nuts if you don't like seeds, or you can do a different type of seed if you want. Next thing we need is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. One of my favorite flavors. I think it's really good for like digestion or something like that. Next we need a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Okay, so that calls for a half a teaspoon. You can use a little less if you don't want it as salty, if you're watching your blood pressure. Okay, so then we need to mix all that stuff up and then move on to our wet. All right, there we go, we're all mixed up. And I actually hear a crying baby, so I better get going, I'll come back. Okay, for our next step, you'll need a small saucepan here. This is where we'll use some heat on the stove, so ask a parent for some help so you don't burn yourself. We're gonna add a cup of honey, of sticky, syrupy, sweet honey to our saucepan. Don't you love bees? It was just National Bee Week as well. And then to that mixture, I'm going to add a half a cup of nut butter. This is peanut butter. This is natural peanut butter. You can also do almond butter. You can do cashew butter. You can do a nut-free butter, like a Wow butter should probably work as well. So give that a try if you have allergies. So I'm going to add that in there. And then we're going to put it on the heat. Okay, so I've got this on heat. A medium-high heat, and I'm going to mix this up until it starts to bubble and the peanut butter and the honey mix together. I forgot to mention that if you don't have honey, like any other kind of syrup will work. You want a thicker syrup, like a corn syrup or a rice syrup. Maple syrup might even work. But you want something a little stickier that'll help your granola bars stick together, or else they might just fall apart if you use something like maple syrup. Okay, so as you can see, it's getting a little runnier as it warms up. I'm getting close to that bubbling point. So the reason we're heating it up is so that's easier to work with, because
if it wasn't before with the honey being so sticky, it'd be hard to mix around with the dry ingredients. Okay, so we need it to be a little warm so it's easier to work with, and then we need to work kind of fast to mix it all together before it starts to cool. It's getting pretty close, so I'll just keep on working on this. All right. Okay, so I'm still stirring away here, but you can see it's starting to bubble along the edges, so it's getting pretty close. It's nice and runny, so it'll be easy to work with. I've turned the temperature down so it doesn't burn. Okay, so now, you can see that bubbling is pretty consistent. It's about time to take this off the heat and mix it in with our dry ingredients. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pour this over our dry ingredient mixture, and then get to stirring it up. And again, ask your parents for help. You don't want to burn yourself because you might get that hot liquid on you. It's pretty warm, so just be really careful. You can wear an oven mitt if you want to be extra safe, or just ask a parent for help with this one. Okay. All right. So now I'm just going to stir it around and mix up all the wet and dry ingredients together. What'd you call this?
Baking dish.
Baking dish. What size do you think this is?
Say 9 by 11. That's my estimation.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got all the ingredients mixed together here. I've made sure I've got all of the dry ingredients coated completely with that mixture of peanut butter and honey. So now it's time to turn it into our baking dish. This is about 9 by 11 inches. You want to just make sure you have a bit of a side to it that's a little higher, so you get a nice thick granola bar. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here. Okay, so I've got my granola mixture in my baking dish, and I'm gonna start pressing it down to get it all evenly flattened into the dish. A tip: use cold water. Just splash a little bit of cold water on your hands, and that'll help keep the mixture from sticking to your hands. Okay. Oh, and make sure your hands were washed before you did this. I washed with soap and water. So as you can see, I've just lined this with parchment paper. I've lined it with parchment paper going in opposite directions, so there's 2 pieces down there, just so that the granola bars don't get stuck to our dish. Okay, so I've got my granola bars pressed down fairly evenly. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because again, these are homemade. These are mostly just for you guys to enjoy. And now I'm going to pop these in the freezer for about 10 minutes so that they set, and then we can pull them out and cut them into our bars. All right? So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so we've pulled our granola bars out of the freezer, and now it's time to chop them up. So there you have it. Our granola bars are all cut up and they're ready to be thrown back in the fridge. Don't worry if they fell apart a little bit, because they will set again once you throw them in the fridge and get them a little cool. But now they're ready to enjoy. Thanks for watching.